Good morning, folks. It's 9:32 a.m. on the 7th month, 26th day, 2025. Well, the wild winter weather is going to continue. Wow, 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 wow. Welcome to the city. It's the sound of a wambulance. It doesn't sound like the English one. They complain about America so much, but I digress. What do you notice in here as this is going past? I'm going to speed it up a little more. What do you notice here? Do you notice a shape on the ground, clouds that just don't go away? Like there's a mountain range going about 4 miles in the high in the sky. You see these streamers of condensates here? You got a beam swirling. That's evidence of a swirl beam. Your station is right about here. This is evidence of a whole bunch of radar stations on at once. So I'm going to stop this and kind of see if we can and get you to squiggle through this with you if everything cooperates. If not, I'll just try to explain it. I'm trying to do this as fast as possible. Coming on the weekend about Friday afternoon, about 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it's really going to start raining really bad around the west of the Newcastle mountain range area there. And it's going to go inland rather far when this occurs. So, right, I said I was going to show you radars on, right? Right, this one here, you got a bunch of pulses going. If I draw the circles here, it's going to line up fairly well with the radar station coverage of Australia. Where's the other one? See that line there with the V, V, V? It's going to line up pretty well with your radar stations. You know, since they don't want to show the radars, I'll show you the run. Right, that's shut. This is shut. That's shut. Radar devices can be on ships at sea as well. It could be something more than a harbor. You can see when they're on. It's almost unmistakable. The lines. See them? Them lines right there? Oops, sorry about that. All right in that box there. See this little dot right here? There's radar station there. She's beaming down. She's beaming up. She's beaming to both sides. Okay, so that tells me where the flow is going to go. The flow is coming through here. That's your flow of the storm. Things coming across here have a corridor here, but they're going to start to meet a line of stuff, which is going to slow their condensates down. It's going to drop a lot of rain on that side of that line. This merging in over here now, right? Radar, right there. Is really owning the show quite a bit. There's a few of them on up here, but the one up here is really owning the show. Actually, I was a little bit south. See this here? There's your radar, right? And it's blown out. The glitch is right here. And it's shut that corridor down. So all the condensates start to slow down as they get in here. It's not a huge line. It's not a super beam line. It comes all the way out to here, pulsating up. And I'll show you why I can say that. Because I'm just trying to teach you guys how I read the clouds. It takes me hours to suss these things. There is a ship right there. See that dot? And you see what it's done? It shot a big beam straight down. And the ship smalls and curves like that. And that's rotating this direction. So it's basically like a brush sweeping the chem inwards, sweeping it in from out there to go under this cloud deck that's coming here. And it's going to make things a bit electrical. You got a lot of cold coming. I'm seeing some fair snow totals, some of them over a foot of snow coming within a short period of time. And this is how I know where the corridors of flow are. Right, you don't see a straight line like from here to here. Then I'm gonna little dots will appear, unless you know EMF has come along and really straightened the line of flow out by heating up an area that then causes air to rush out to either side of itself, up, down, and around, and it causes a separation boundary. I'm just having a quick peek around the coast because Squares there, huh? Nothing. No geoengineering here, here, you know. Oh, boy. So, and without any further ado, let me show you what it's about to do. New Zealand, your 10-day totals are looking terrible. Your 5-day, 6-day, 7-day. What we got? This 27th through here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, this week you're fucked, right? This is bad. And when I say winter's common, it's common. Like you're okay till we get through Monday, but coming in on Tuesday, you got problems starting, right? And then by the time you get to the 3rd, yeah, your ground gonna look like a big turd. Yeah, not good. Then you get a second storm. Second storm's gonna be a belting as well, but nothing like this first one. So we'll be watching for you. But my big concern now is my friends over here. Hi, they're lying about your totals. All right, big time. They're also lying about what area the totals are going to go. So I'm going to go to a different graphic here. Yeah, I've done the homework. I've learned something. Let's see if it's up. Oh, isn't that cool? That's supposed to be Olympic Park in Sydney. Here, let me find it. Well, you go here. These massive windows doing shit. All right, this area through here is slated for over 10 centimeters of rain. And it's going to come fair quick between the afternoon on Friday and Sunday. This path through Keskak and all that shit here through Newcastle, you can see it's fair mapped out where the flow is going to go now. But there's no way that anybody can tell me what the radar is going to do 2 days beforehand until you see this. Okay? So we're going to nail down the totals area, but the setup wise, it looks like it's fair. I don't know which words to use for it. It's fairly mapped out right now. And so if I'm going to do it like this, you see this curve line through here, Tari, and then it's a step line through here. You can see the steps. So we're going to have to remember where things are, or I'll just leave that part up. And I'm going to map this part now. Where the potential path of likelihood is already spelled out right here. As I can see the steps right through here. All right, that side, less to none. Okay, this side fucked. Now, you see this line right here? Anything coming up the coast is going to have a hard time getting out of that. See this line here? And here. That's where she comes in. That's where the flow line is. That's where the fucker is, that path through here. So, with that, knowing that, I could then come over here and say, right, well, how much my total is going to be? Well, I still have to watch for the small tweaks, but EMF perturbations have set the flow line already, right through here. I see it plain as day. It's actually here. Let me be a little more exact. Like that. Like that. You guys getting wet. From here south, very, very wet. All up through here, wind, snow, rain. Gets trapped in that line of EMF. And this line over here is like a mountain range sticking way up in the sky. Yeah, and same with that. There's some of these will be mountain ranges, but they ain't down here. Not like that. Not like we're seeing here being recreated through the solidity of viscous fluids with EMF perturbation. Hey, some things are thicker when they're cold, aren't they? And thinner when they're hot. Viscosity. Different liquids have different thickness properties based on temperature. And these clouds just staying in place. It shows you that they've used EMF to create flow barriers. That this stuff is forced to come through here. It's forced to you. It's forced over the top of Bendigo and Seymour and Mount Holm is where it's cutting a corner. When they're killing a lot of condensates, it looks like on that side. A lot of pulsations coming from this one spot here, where things seem to point at it. So I'd be curious if there's a radar device there. There's not one that I know of. But all this came streaming just straight sideways while everything's supposed to be going circular. It's supposed to be a circulation. But it's not. And it's forced weather with EMF. Like these lines you see like curtains going across of light lighter condensation is EMF waveforms coming over there actually annihilating condensates. Boy, is this a combination. Slow down. Let's take some of the names, Jeff. You get to see an idea of the EMF mark. The big picture is doo-doo. Do-do-do-do, do-do-do. No flow through Cook Strait. It's all like all the clouds just stop there and start there in a square. That's EMF. Look at all the chems off the coast of Kaikoura here now. All that out there. Pew. Look at how this suddenly shoots north and west when it's all supposed to be flowing to the south, east, southeast. Pew. Yeah, chem cruisers putting something in the atmosphere that's making clouds happen. It makes cloud happen. That's not a very round thing there, huh? It looks like a pea. They're peeing in the sky. What a bunch of pea braids. How many flows of the wind here? This is torusing this way while that's going that way. This is not a hurricane, but that's definitely evidence of a torus field. Look how everything just stops right here. Hi, clouds. Yeah, we'll just spin like there's an island there, but there's not. So EMF beams are causing these things to have these eddies like rocks in a stream or strokes of an oar or paddle out of your canoe. Anybody who paddles a waka should understand what that is, these vortices. An EMF stroke is like an R stroke through the air, like a paddle. Different shaped paddles do different things. Different strokes have a different effect on your waka. And right now, this is a horrible, horrible EMF situation here. I bet these people's ears are ringing. Again, lethargia, triggers of definitely can trigger palpitations and tachycardia from the stray electrics in your body from the interaction of these microwaves. And we got metals in our body. What happens when you put the metal in the microwave? You hear this? Bzz, 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 lights start blinking or anything? Have I turned the light bulb on in your head yet? Are you feeling me? Well, look at this dual vortex one. This has nowhere to go because it's run into an EMF line. That's pinched. See that blown out area here? See this waveform going like that, meeting that waveform there? This is headed south. That fucking thing says, I'm going to go north. Chem-bomb cruiser farts out a couple more clouds. Open your eyes. Open your mind. And learn real science, physics, engineering, provable laws of gases, motions, and you will understand this. Or take my word for it. I don't care which one you do. All I want you to do is know that you got some bads coming. I'm going to roll it now. Oof. Bert. Yeah, it's so much to report on. It's like, I feel like I'm just repeating myself from yesterday, but yeah, the winter storm I was telling you was coming. It's coming. I told you last week about this. I'm not going to tell you about the one that's coming on that starts on the 5th for some other people. Because it's just too much. All right, initial rains for the big batches. I'm going to have to go up to Queensland a bit here. No, Emerald, you'll be all right over this event. Only looking at, depends where, if you're on the, it's the northwestern slopes of the sticky up bits. We'll have some higher totals, maybe 2.5 centimeters. The rest of y'all I'm thinking about 1.5 to 3/4 on that one. Like 1 3/4. It's nothing you can't handle. Big lightning show coming through Yeppoon, Marlborough, and all that over the overnight hours tonight. To be expectorated. So that'll be beautiful viewage. It looks like the military has actually operated their radars along here, holding up a lot of the totals near Ardmore and back here, which pins most of the lightning towards Yeppoon and Rocky, and then towards Agnes. So be ready for that. But it's going to come through fair quick. So those of you who love lightning storms, yeah, you're going to love this one. It'll be a beautiful light show out at sea. It'll always make you wonder, is that lightning or an explosion of a firework? Yeah, they'll both trigger the lightning app to record a lightning strike, because that's done by a decibel reading. They don't do electrical signaling to the ground. Hey, Lord Howe Island's going to be in control of this storm, probably about here. They'll have to slow it down and then get behind it with a beam and sweep it. And that'll cut this tendril, and then this will be free to turn into another low. And then that'll come to a clobbering. It should, all the dynamics say it has to. Where's the low farm? Well, they saying it ain't farming into a low, and I say dynamics say it has to. So I'll be very curious how they do that move. And that's you, New Zealand. That's big, big whole tendril from the tropics just squeezed like a pastry bag right on your ass. Teabagging your day. Squish, 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 squish. Squish, 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 squish. Have a rain, have some snow. Have a wind net from the south that blows. Tazzy, how you doing? We're going to get right back to you. Now, there's so much going on today. And now for your geoengineering report. You're fucked, followed by continual fucking, and you're going to breathe, sneeze, and realize you're fucked. And the mold will continue to grow. Yeah, this is the whammers. I'm not worried about you, Melbourne. You got this. And some of them people on the sidewalks in Frankston, get them a bar of soap so this stuff coming down be a good wash. Yeah, I seen. He's gonna know. Frankston is to Melbourne as Stoke-on-Trent is to England. Wah, 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 wah. Oh. Now, this is a weird motion of the storm where she suddenly creeps up like this to the side. Well, it's going to take a beam to do it. And I don't see the beam out there yet that's doing it. There's going to be a white mark on the put-a pants. That's what your sky look like, a pair of fucking, they're gonna know kind of a thing. I bet the mountains are very pretty with the snow. Anybody got any pictures of the mountains in Tassie that you could see anything beyond the fog? I would love to see some pictures of them. Yeah, I want to see some pictures. Oh, let me go a lot. Why should I ask you guys to see something I should be able to see myself? Let's see what we got here. Any mountains? It's a bit dark. I bet that's a mountain. Now. Is it dark there right now? Are they watching Poltergeist? Froggy Lake. Come on. Clear up. No, we ain't going to see that. There'll be snow up there. What about here? Yeah, I'll be perving your caves. Somebody got mad. Like a place like this, if I zoomed in on this one here and say, hey, you need to wash your car or turn your underwear on the lane. This is like an airport parking place. You've been finding people having affairs. That car needs some move. He's been sitting there an awful long time. It's rain running sideways. I can see it was windy. Okay, you had a bit of a lightning flash during this one picture here. Nah. Whammo, rain. Nah, Gina, it's not aliens. Sorry. I dance with you, though. You want to dance? Look how square this is here. That car ain't moved for nothing in a day, man. They charge them rent for that thing. That's somebody's missus's car. They said if another car pulled up next to it, I busted an affair on here one day. Yeah, I'm very careful about laughter about such things. You know, it ain't just Coldplay concert that'll bust your lying, 10 Commandment adulterous asses breaking that kind of shit. Hi, New Zealand. I am gonna show this. You have to see this come across. Okay, it's about a 14-hour crossing, but the wind will last longer than that. Yeah, you're gonna want to know about the wind. High. Yeah, it's winter storm. No, I didn't show the rest of the country. I just showed what you needed to see. Right? What matters is what keeps you safe. You know, why ain't other people do their jobs? I don't know as far as things go. But this week's winds are very bad. And then they'll switch sides on you. You'll see the north get it then. That's why I said a second storm, I'm a bit concerned about the gusts for the Auckland area and stuff. It's not going to be good. But it's nice to turn on the map and not see the big bad wolf huffing and puffing and blowing Nelson to Karkar's houses down for a change. But for a change, I said. But during this part of the week, there it is huffing and puffing to some of the passes. And it's huffing and puffing over here. And it's huffing and puffing over there. You'll be stuck in your house, hopefully puffing on something as well. And Arthur maybe will pass it to you. Shit. What about new snows down here in the pass? It looks like the Arthur's Pass is also going to be fairly unpassable coming up. Yeah, you'll be all right with snows until you get down here about Kaikoura, but the road splits down here, don't it? Yeah, I think I remember it does. And you'll have to creep over, then go down through Blenheim down here if you were going to go ferry. But I tell you what, sometimes it's best not go some places and sit at home. You know, saves that money they tell you to save and go spend on what you want instead of what they tell you have to have. You know, essential purchases telling you couldn't buy a pair of put a pair of pants without no here in England. Look at this here. You want to see some snow totals? You ever seen over 1.5 in a couple places showing up? They're not showing that stat right now, but I'm gonna tell you about it. Canberra gonna get caught. This whole area here where I'm circling around here is gonna have snow. And there's a big pocket of snow is gonna drop about a foot up here. And they're not showing you it. I wonder if I could still have the graphic on that up in my screenshots here. It's not even giving me a preview of it, for flogging's sake. I think it might be this one. Nah, it was one of those. I have quite a lot of graphics up. It might be this one. Now, that was some more of your internal totals. Oh, well. I'll get you a total more on that a little later. We just can't have it all sometimes. Surely I put that here. Aha! Persistence paid off. See, I was showing this stat over here near Nundle and Burundi and Gloucester and Tyrea over there. Look at this shit. I mean, that's over a foot of snow. That's 14 inches. 14 inches, lady. And that over there is higher. Okay, so if that snows and it melts, you're fucked. If it all falls at rain, you're fucked. And if all that falls as snow, you get to have some fun. Well, you're fucked. Don't you eat the white snow. Watch out where the chemtrails go. Don't you eat any of that snow. Crambon. Looking at the snows over here in the perishing village. Beautiful, fresh powder coming to the high slopes. It's always pretty up there, I have to say. I do enjoy looking up there. Falls Creek, yes, you're going to have some new fresh falls for you there. The Gotham Heights over there, Trump Heights over in Golden Heights there. That definitely deserves a Jewish award there. You get Tree of Life Award for 2012. Golden Heights, he built something called Trump Heights up there, and you think you ain't got vested interest in it? You better wake up, cute tards. You gonna wake up drooling over the fact that you got fooling. You'll be fooling till you're drooling. Yeah, we see that act he just passed. He just killed our national parks. Yeah, wind turbines and everything gonna be allowed in them now. Private corporation. If the government has less than 50% stake in it, they're not considered government project. Look at this here. Beautiful it's going to look up there. Okay, that's a lot of snow. That's 2 feet of snow. 2 feet of snow. Don't eat it. But if you put a lighter on snow and it turns black, that's soot. And if you don't see a drop of water, it has gone from a frozen state to a gaseous state, skipping the liquid state, and that is a process known as sublimation. Okay? Look up sublimation. Yeah, don't be sending me any more of those idiot videos. Until you at least take into account the processes of superheating and supercooling and how you can skip the process of a gaseous state or a liquid state of matter through conditions. Hey, like you got no rain at all, huh? No snow. You're getting some fucking rain, I guarantee you that. And for a minute, this guy's like, oh, there's no rain. You want to bet? You want to bet on that? Claire, some rain of Canberrans are coming from the air. I'm going to tell you about it because I care. I won't forget that you're gonna get wet. How you doing here, tall bingo bat low? Bingo! Bada bing, bada bang, and a big stringy bark. Stringy bark? What in the hell's been stringing on the bark? You're supposed to wash that off before you hang it up. Stringy bark. Oh my God. I don't even know how to take that one. I want to know why I got that name. Somebody please type the origin of stringy bark. My mind's running wild here. Right through the manned fields of humor in my mind. Sawmill settlement. Yeah, some fair rain totals coming here on the next few days. Yeah, that's going to run. It is going to cause small flash floodings, but like I say, when they lie about statistics with the statistics, like I showed you, and you got to watch out for yourself because they've showed this whole area having terrible totals of snow and rain. 10 centimeters through this area here coming your way. Yeah, starting right here, actually, I can nail it down to an event for you. I did my calculations. Friday at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, your time, is when this starts. And this is when you see terrible totals in this area. And they've moved the mark north to Nabucco. But the line in the clouds right now is showing the accuracy of that it is further south, this event. So I expect them to move that line more along what I showed you earlier, or that is on my wall now. Yeah, and I hate to say it, you are in the sights for some rain on northern rivers, but it's nothing in the 10 centimeter ranges or anything. But I am very concerned about this pocket offshore, where if the EMF line moves a little bit more towards the east, this is inland. So I have to watch this event very closely. So heads up. Be prepared. Get your candles. Be prepared. Have what you need. And then watch the idiots who are shedding all over themselves, acting like idiots in the store, go fight over what's left. Our people go first. Because we care, we are prepared. And have I told you what's going to happen yet? Have I forgot anybody? So I should just roll this through now, let you see 10 days while I have a sip of a drink and think silly thoughts. Then we're going to have a train wreck. You want to listen to some record albums with me? I've been enjoying listening to whole albums now. And I may even take requests. But there's only one rule to my shows. You must suggest stuff that doesn't suck. Or amuses the hell out of it. Yeah, it's where it goes. And then we'll have a high vibe hour to make up for all this such lowering information knowing about the geoengineering storm. When you got a 2,000 plus mile wide storm. Yeah, which they're finally calling a monster. But it is. It's monsters that create these things, And if we allow monstrous deeds to occur, it's our fault. If you don't speak up and say no, to every politician in the world, am I saying, you write a letter saying, no, we will not vote for you if you vote for reflecting sunlight into space or the Paris Agreement. We'll never vote for you again. And they'll see their job on the line because otherwise they worry about doing what the corporation does. Tells them to do, who gives them the money for the campaign posters and how's the dinners and all that kind of stuff. And you think they're not expecting you to do policies